This podcast is not for the overly sensitive, the terminally optimistic, or anyone who thinks dating in your 50s is a whimsical romantic comedy. Listener discretion is advised.
You're in the right place. This is Girls Can Tell. It's not me, it's you. Hosted by Trent Erickson. Here to say what everyone else is too polite to.
You know, I saw something today that made me throw up a little bit in my mouth. And not in a good way. The guy in the backseat of a car, a grown man, mind you, rolled down the window like it's 1986 and he's in a Mr. Microphone commercial. He leans out, tongue practically flopping like a Looney Tunes wolf, and hollers some garbled nonsense at a woman walking down the sidewalk. She's just existing, probably thinking about her grocery list or how not to strangle her boss, and this dipshit decides it's his moment to shine. I couldn't make out what he yelled, and honestly, I don't want to. It was so pathetic, I feel secondhand embarrassment for him. Like, dude, go home and rethink your entire life. She didn't even blink. She kept walking with her head up, like she's become immune to this behavior and just ignores these morons. And you know she's had practice, too. This wasn't her first time having some mouth breather shouting from a moving car. That's what pisses me off. This woman had to navigate the world with a built-in defense mechanism because guys like this can't figure out how to act like they've ever seen a human female before. Let's unpack this garbage behavior. Grown men who stare at women in public like they're discovering fire for the first time. You've all seen these guys. They lock eyes, scan them up and down like they're appraising a used car, and they keep staring even after she's halfway down the block. Some of them literally stop walking and turn around, craning their necks. I swear if these guys had tails, they'd be wagging so hard it'd knock over a street sign. This is not attention or flirting. It's entitlement, horniness, and a complete lack of brain cells, a public nuisance. It's embarrassing to watch. It doesn't make women feel flattered, and it doesn't make other men think you're cool. It's just a sad display of male dysfunction. Unless you were raised in a bunker with zero social skills, and even then you'd probably figure out this is creepy, your instincts should be screaming, hey, maybe don't act like a predator in a Target parking lot. What's worse is that little side eye they give other guys, like, you see that? Like we're all in some secret club of leering losers. Nah, man, I'm not high-fiving you. I'm shaking my head, wondering how you're allowed out without a handler. I just saw a guy do this at a bus stop, smirking at me like we shared a moment. I just stared back, deadpan, until the guy looked away. Bro, I'm not your wingman in this patheticness. That's not even a word, but I'm using it now. Every time one of these knuckle draggers leers at a woman, they erode basic human trust. Women learn to flinch, to avoid eye contact, and brace themselves because any random glance from a dude might escalate into a scene. And the rest of us guys who actually know how to behave in public get dragged down with them. We're guilty by gender association. Thanks, Chad, for making every man look like a potential creep. These guys are why women walk faster when they see a group of dudes on the sidewalk. They're why a woman might cross the street when she hears footsteps behind her, and why a simple compliment from a stranger now comes with a mental threat assessment. Is this guy just being nice, or is he going to follow me to my car? You don't get to act like a caveman and then whine when women treat you like one. Stop staring like you're owed something just because she dared exist in your field of vision. She's not a zoo animal. How about the delusion some of these guys have? They think this behavior is somehow cool, like, yeah, I'm a man, I can't help it. No, you can help it. You're not a wild animal in heat. You're a human with a prefrontal cortex, allegedly. Use it. I was at a coffee shop last week. This guy in a backwards baseball hat was ogling a woman in line like she was a menu item. He's leaning forward, practically drooling, and she's just trying to order a latte. When she left, he turned to his buddy and said, man, I think she was into it. She grabbed her coffee and then just bolted. She got away from you as quickly as she could, and I'm sure she felt entirely uncomfortable. So what does real attraction look like? Well, what actually works is subtlety, confidence, and self-control. Look once, appreciate the beauty, and move the hell on. Maybe smile if it feels natural, but maybe not. But don't make it her problem to deal with your lack of impulse control. You want to stand out? Don't act like you've never seen a woman before. Be the man who doesn't add to her stress. That's how you become memorable, and not the dude she later describes as the loser who I-F'd me from across the street. And if you're a guy who gets it, do something. Next time you see some bro leaning in like a cartoon character, don't just stand there. Shake your head, say something, break the pattern. Call it out, even if it's just a, really, dude? Not to start a fight, but to signal that this shit isn't normal. We've got to make these guys the odd ones out so women won't have to dodge them later on in life. All right, switching gears. This week's listener email comes from Kelly, who asks why rich men dress like they're in middle school. And honestly, Kelly, I've been wondering the same damn thing. If you're a multimillionaire with what people call FU money, why do you look like you just rolled off a couch at your buddy's dorm? Cargo shorts, Old Navy tee, maybe some Birkenstocks with socks because you're quirky? Come on, man. You're not Steve Jobs or Zuckerberg. You're just being lazy. I get it. You're secure. You don't need to show it off with a 3-piece suit or a Rolex the size of your head. But there's a difference between understated and looking like you just rolled out of a laundry basket. You didn't hustle your way to the top by being lazy, so why are you dressing like you gave up? I saw a tech dude go into a conference yesterday, probably worth 9 figures, wearing a faded Gap t-shirt and flip-flops. Flip-flops! In a professional setting. Dude, you're not at the beach barbecue. You're keynoting a room full of people who had to iron their shirts this morning. Dressing well doesn't have to be flashy or pretentious, but doing so is about respect for yourself and the people who have to look at you. You can afford a tailor, so why are you out there in a hoodie that's been through the wash so many times it's literally falling off of you? I'm not saying you need to look like a GQ model, but maybe aim for I own a comb or I've heard of buttons. You think anyone wants to stare at your hairy toes in a boardroom because you decided to go super cash in Birkenstocks? I'll answer that for you. No, they don't. I was at a meeting once where the big boss showed up in gym shorts. Gym shorts. Like he's about to do burpees between PowerPoint slides. Nobody was impressed, and we didn't think this magically made him one of us. We were just confused and a little bit disturbed, actually, when he put his leg up on a chair and gave us quite a show. And don't give me that it's a power move nonsense. Wearing a Dave Matthews t-shirt or just clothes you didn't have to think about. Don't act like your graphic tee from the 2001 Warped Tour is some bold rejection of societal norms. It's just sad. When the waitstaff looks sharper than you, it's a choice, and it's a bad one at that. Listen, people judge you. They always have, they always will. Just like women get judged for being too done up or not done up enough, men don't get a free pass here. Dressing like you care is acknowledging that you're not the only person in the room. If you've got money, power, and attention, carry it like a responsibility. Be subtle but tasteful. Evolve past looking like you just stumbled out of your twin bed. So, control yourself in public, act like you've got emotional intelligence and that you care how your actions affect women. If you're lucky enough to have money or influence, wear it well and with some class, not like a slob, but like someone who gets it. And if you want to make the world safer for women, start with yourself. Stop staring and hollering and act like you belong in a society that's moved past grunting and pointing at things. To the other guys who do already get it, step up. Don't let the mouth breathers set the standard. Shake your head, speak up, break the cycle. It takes all of us to make the rest of us look less like animals. And roll your tongue back into your mouth, you idiot.